Ever ask yourself, should I quit drinking? If so, you're in the right place. But here's the thing, it's not just about quitting, it's about why you're quitting. And most people struggle with this and they never quite figure it out. That was me. For more than 20 years, I struggled to quit alcohol. Today, I'm not only sharing why I quit drinking, but I am providing you with essential tools so you can figure out your own real reasons for quitting alcohol and make it stick. So if you're ready to find your why and start living your best life, keep watching. Hi, I'm Alex, the Sober Dad. I struggled with this for 20 years. Now I am 4 years sober. And the reason why I struggle so much is because I was not clear on why I should stop drinking. Let's get real. Quitting alcohol is not easy. And you know all the right reasons for quitting. Because it's good for your health, it's good for your relationships, for your energy, your focus. But if you're not emotionally connected to your own reasons, then all those facts will not stick when cravings to drink alcohol hit you. So let me ask you this. What was one important moment in your life where drinking alcohol got in the way of something important? Okay, hold that thought because it's more important than what you realize. Now we're gonna do a quick exercise, okay? Grab a piece of paper and draw a line in the middle. In one column, you're gonna write down what you get from drinking, and on the other column, you're gonna write what does drinking take from you. Now start writing, and if you need to pause this video for a little bit, do so. But fill out these two columns and just be honest, right? Nobody's going to see this but yourself. Now look at the benefits column carefully. You might have written things like, it helps me with stress relief, it helps me to feel less anxious or other strong emotion, it helps me to socialize or be with my friends, whatever you wrote there. And really think whether you can get all of these things in other ways other than using alcohol. Now, that's where the power is, because it's not about judging yourself or beating yourself down, but it's about finding clarity. Because let's face it, we just don't drink for the hell of it or to just get into trouble. We drink because drinking alcohol does something for you. It gives you something. So you have to understand what that is, but you also need to understand what you're giving up in order to get what you want. Some people get surprised when they hear me say, you know what, alcohol was actually not my problem. Alcohol was the solution to my problems. What I need to say is that it's a bad solution, but it's a solution. What else can you do in order to deal with a lot of this stuff? So drop a comment below and let me know, what did you find out? What surprised you about this exercise? Let's talk about it. In my case, I realized that drinking helped me to deal with strong feelings of anxiety, strong fear about the future and things that I was worrying about my financial situation and all manner of worries that I had. Alcohol helped me to deal with them, and it provided me a respite. It provided some sort of calm, because when I drank, I didn't have to worry about all of those things, at least for a little while. Now we're gonna go a little deeper and we're going to try to clarify the real reasons why you want to quit drinking. Together, we'll set a strong emotional foundation that will help you to make change possible. So you're gonna take a little bit of time and you're going to write a letter from your future self. Imagine yourself 6 months, a year from now, and you're writing a letter from the future to yourself. You haven't had a drink in all that time. So what would you say to your present self? What are you proud of? How your life has changed? What's different? And what would you like your present self to know? You might be surprised at what you write, because we all have a vision for our future and for what we want for ourselves and the people that we love. This type of exercise will reveal some things and will allow you to have some clarity about what are the things that are truly important and things that you care about. Now, if you are driving or it's not practical for you to write a letter right now, let's try this exercise. Close your eyes and imagine 1 year alcohol free. How is your life? How do you feel in the mornings? How are your relationships, your energy level, your focus? Now, imagine the opposite. Imagine a year of drinking heavily or drinking every day. How do you feel? And compare those two images. That is clarity. Now, the next exercise, it's not about beating yourself up, but it's about learning. Okay, so I call this a regret inventory. So you're gonna write down 5 things that you did while you were under the influence of alcohol or you were drinking and that you regret. Then next to it, write the lesson that it taught you. Turning regret into wisdom provides you with purpose, not guilt, and allows you to move forward. Now, this next one is my favorite exercise and it's probably one of the toughest. So please take a little bit of time to do this. So you're gonna write down 5 things that are really important to you, 5 things that are values or valuable to you. And this could be things, ideas, or people. So things like integrity or honesty or freedom or your family, things that you hold very important. Now ask yourself, is drinking aligned or not aligned with each one of these things that I hold important, that I hold dear? Really think about it, because this goes to the core of why you should or should not drinking, because there are a lot of things that are important to you in your life and you may or may not be aware of it. I mean, you are aware of them, but you might not have them present in your life, and you might not realize how much alcohol affects those other things that are also very, very important in your life. So if you have a family and being a good father or a good husband is an important value for you, but alcohol is not allowing you to fulfill these goals to the full extent that you want, then you have to be honest about it and realize that alcohol is interfering with this thing that you hold very dear, which is to being a good husband or a good father. And that was indeed one of the reasons why I had to stop drinking, because it did not allow me to be the best father and the best husband that I could be. As a matter of fact, it was really interfering and it was destroying my relationship with my wife, and it was setting a really horrible example for my kids. And this is one last exercise that I want to give you to provide you clarity. And this is very fun and straightforward. If you had to sum up your reason for quitting in only one word, what would it be? Freedom, love, clarity, self-respect? Now let's lock it in. Pick one sentence or that one word that you chose and write it down everywhere. Write it down in a piece of paper and keep it in your wallet. Put it in the mirror, on a sticky note, or on your phone. If you keep a journal, write it on the first page. This is how you stay connected to your why, even in the hardest of days. So let me ask you, which of these exercises hit hardest for you? Share with me. Let me know what you came up with. I'd love to hear which one opened up something for you. So why did I quit drinking? I quit drinking because my life was increasingly out of control, because I found myself on a downward spiral where I would say, you know what, I'm going to stop drinking. I'm not going to do this anymore, just to drink again the same day. I found out that no matter what promises I made to myself, I kept breaking them. And alcohol seemed to have taken over a lot of the things that I thought were important to me. And this made me feel terrible, made me feel like a complete loser, like an idiot. This definitely affected my self-esteem and the way I saw myself. Not only that, but I knew that I was wasting my time, that I could be doing things that were more purposeful, more useful to what I wanted to do in my life. I knew what drinking was just wasting me away, wasting my energies and my thoughts into doing things that I did not feel proud of. It became a vicious cycle where I would drink to feel less anxious about the things that I was dealing with in my life, just to feel more and more anxious because I would drink. And then I would drink to calm the anxiety, and then I would get more anxious, and on and on and on in this horrendous anxiety-filled vicious cycle. Another reason why is because I couldn't really share my true self with the people I loved. That is my family, my kids, my parents. I couldn't really be who I really was because I was drinking and I was always hiding something about myself. It could be hiding things that I was going through, my fears, but also hiding the fact that I was drinking and that I was feeling really shitty about it. So drinking made me not be present, not be there, not fully there. Maybe I was there physically, but not being mentally there for the people that I loved. And as my kids starting to grow up, this became even more and more evident. And I knew that if I continued to do this, I would set the worst example. And I really didn't want to do this. Now, you would think that these are good enough reasons to quit drinking, right? But it was even worse because I was increasingly engaging in actions and activities that were endangering my life, like driving drunk. And I remember one occasion when I was driving home, the same way I always go home after having drank, and I couldn't find my way and I got lost. And this scared the crap out of me because I knew that the end was near. I was doing things that were putting my life in danger, putting the life of others in danger, and this was not gonna end up good. And I felt like the end was very near. And I was either gonna kill myself, hurt somebody, or both, leave my sons without a father, and cause irreparable damage to the people around me. This became a non-negotiable. This became a no-go. At that moment, I decided that I was going to do whatever it took. And I meant that, whatever it took, so I could stop drinking and I could reclaim my life and start to live again. And I want to tell you that after 4 years of taking this decision, and after 4 long years where I have had to claw my way back to life and learn all of these things that I had to learn in order to put my life back on track and to learn how to be a human being again and learn to love life and pursue my goals and my ambitions and my aspirations, that this is possible. This is something anybody can do. And if I was able to do it, you can do it too. So I hope by now that you've started to uncover the real reasons why you want to quit drinking alcohol. But if you are like me and like many other people, you might still be on the fence because alcohol does a lot of things for you and you might be apprehensive or scared. How am I going to have fun? How am I going to socialize? What are people going to think about me if I stop drinking? So check out this video right here where I cover a lot of the misconceptions and a lot of the fears that people have about quitting alcohol. I think you'll find it very, very interesting. If you enjoyed this video, please share it with others that might also benefit from the content that I presented here today. And don't forget to subscribe. This is Alex Rivera, the Sober Dad. Thanks for joining me today, and I will see you in the next video.